No, yeah. Okay. So welcome all of you, and I think let's get started. So I just give you a little background of why this town hall, and before I get into it, I just wanted to give you a little brief idea about how we are doing as a district. Because you are those silent people behind, because of which this district is running, I must say. So I'll give you a little good idea about how we're doing. As you all know, this district was formed in July. District 125, it was carved out of District 98. Till June, we were all members of District 98. And in July, we had our District 125, which is Maharashtra and Goa, minus Mumbai and Nagpur. The new district, we had our challenges, various things. We were setting up systems. We didn't have our own website, this, that, and the other. So first couple of months went into that. And now I must say that we are very well grounded. Yeah, Vamsi, you're going to keep track of the time. So yeah, your usual yellow, green, red. Please follow that, Vamsi. I can't see you, Vamsi. So maybe, yeah. Okay, you're there. All right. So we're doing quite well. That's a good news. And we are really doing very well. I must congratulate all my area directors, all my division directors, those of you who are over here and those of you who are not here today, for an excellent job. Just to give you a very brief idea about the metrics, we have added 10 new clubs in the last 8 months. We are still to complete 8 months. We added 10 new, and hold on. Had it not been for this TI weekends, this, that, and the other, another 2 clubs would have got chartered. So don't be surprised that by the end of this week, we'll have another 2 clubs chartered. That would make it 12. We are already number 2 in the region. We are a part of region 13 and we are number 2. So there are, I think, about 8 to 9 districts in this region and we are number 2. We are number 3 in the world. We are number 3 in the world. Yeah, and so that really goes to show that as a district, and especially being a new district, we have done very well. And not just in terms of numbers, even in terms of DCP points and becoming distinguished. Sanjukta probably would correct me if I'm wrong. But I think we are very close to, out of the 90 odd clubs which we have, I think we probably would reach about 55 clubs becoming distinguished. That's almost 59-60%. This is just a prediction because still it is time. We'll start getting to know after April only. But from festival, some calculations and some things which I checked, 60% will get distinguished. The target for medley distinguished, I think, is 47 clubs, and we probably would hit 55. So there again, on the education front, we are doing good. Number of members also we are good. We are 1900 plus members already, and we are growing. Our target is to grow even more in the coming days. So things are going fine. Of course, there are some problems. There are 6 clubs which we may lose. We are still trying our best thanks to various people here sitting in this room and who are not in this room also. We may lose 5 to 6 clubs, but we would be adding probably 12 and maybe another 5 clubs, maybe 16, 17 clubs is what I am predicting. So we are, as a district, we are doing. Now, why am I telling you this and why this town hall, as I mentioned? Whenever an organization or especially a district like us grows so rapidly, there are certain issues which come up, right? I mean, we suddenly added 12 clubs, 10 or 12 clubs. Now, when you say 12 clubs, and there are, let's say, about 10 to 12 clubs which are in that 8 to 12 category, where typically a coach is required. So we have these 2 kind of a situation that out of the 85 to 90 clubs, we have 12 new, 10 to 12 new, and we have about 12 to 15 which are in that category. So when you have this kind of a situation, we need somebody to take care of it, and that somebody are you, right? Every new club which we form is supported by 2 mentors and 2 sponsors. Every club which is in the 8 to 12 category is eligible for having a coach. In this last 8 months, I think we have appointed close to 14 coaches. Maybe 13 to 14 coaches we have appointed. So the reason why I'm sharing this is with you is because all this growth which we are showing and all these little problem areas which are there, we have to be always cognizant of it because it is very fast to grow. Sometimes I say it is easy to acquire a customer in business development. It's easy to acquire a customer, but very difficult to retain a customer. And you mentors, you sponsors who are over here are doing that job of helping us make sure that these clubs which we are forming are growing, sustaining nicely and properly, getting renewed on time, and so on and so forth. And therefore, all these details which I just now gave you to is to show you and to thank you, and of course to show you the kind of a progress that we are making and the kind of a vulnerabilities which we have. 12 clubs we have started, but it's very important that we have these 12 clubs going on in the next cycle also getting renewed, not just in small numbers, but big numbers. So this is the reason why we have had this, so that we give you an idea, and then, okay, we want to, in this session, what we are going to do. First of all, we are going to have somebody, Sandesh Bangar is over here, who's going to tell us that as a mentor or as a sponsor or as a coach, what we could do, what we can do. The Toastmasters, they do not have a very clear idea. They don't give us a very clear mandate that these are the duties they should do or they should not do and things like that. But Sandesh and Sanjukta have put together a very nice, email right at the beginning of the term. They also conducted a very nice training program for all the mentors, coaches, and judges, and so on and so forth. So that as mentors, as coaches, as sponsors, we know what we are supposed to do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have Sandesh coming up and going to talk to us about what are the expectations of a mentor, of a coach, as a sponsor. He's going to tell us that. Then we are going to have 3 or 4 of you coming and sharing your experiences, that what were the challenges, how did you overcome them, what were the issues, what were the bottlenecks, what were the organization issues which you faced, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be next. And then, of course, we have time for question and answers. Now, I'm sure as all this thing goes on, you will have some questions rather. So what I would request is, like Sanjukta has done just now, if you have a question, just keep it for your question and answer session. And during the question and answer session, please raise your hand so that over here I can see who has raised the hand first, and then we'll accordingly go in that sequence and take them. So before I hand over the control now to Sandesh, who's over here, Sanjukta has a point to make. Sanjukta, so you want to come in now?
I would like to add a few points. Distinguished Toastmaster Milind was very clear on the objective of this session. I have 2 added ones to it. I always believe in positivity. There are a few clubs which are nearing DCP. Okay, many of your new clubs may be one of them. So you should ensure that the renewals happen this cycle, and also they are moving towards achieving their educational goals, because those are the new members who need to understand why they are in Toastmasters. Yeah, that is how they will sustain themselves as Toastmasters. So that is also the good practices should also be shared in this workshop today. If you have something good that has encouraged your members, that has motivated them, please do share it. Again, don't speak together, raise your hands or put it down in the chat. And I'm sure your mentoring chair and your club group director, along with some of the very senior mentors in Toastmasters and you too, would make this a unique session. So thank you so much. Over to Distinguished Toastmaster Sandesh.
Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you, Milind sir and Sanjukta ma'am, CGD and PQD, for giving me the opportunity for this. Since the time is less, I will quickly start with the main agenda for this session. The idea is to be accustomed with or to help or to be aware of what is your roles and responsibility. So when you take up or when you sign up for a club support role, essentially we have 3 roles. These are club coach, club mentor, and club sponsor. I've just requested Milind sir to share a link with all of you, and which is what I am going to basically demo today. So what are these templates or checklists which we have curated for all the 3 roles? Anyone here who has gone through them can type in the, okay, chats are not on, so maybe you can raise your hand. So I'm or show a thumbs up so that I'm aware you've gone through it. Now, okay, I will need to share the screen. So if the host can allow me that so that I can demo. In the meantime, so these are 3 checklists, one for each role we are talking about. And essentially it tells you the various steps that you should be taking in your role. For example, you need to, as a coach, there are many mandatory requirements now, which if you are a coach, you must be aware by now. So have you gone through those documents or not, which is very important. I have the screen sharing rights. Okay, thank you for that. So once you are in the District 125 website, there is a PQD corner within District 125. You have to, so within district corner, there's PQD corner. This is what I'm talking about. Once you scroll down, you will come to these 3 checklists for club support roles. So, I mean, if you're not aware where to find them, or if you don't have the documents, you can very much come here. We will quickly start with the club coach checklist. So in the club coach checklist, it's ideally a 1-page document. The second page has various links. So it's a very quick or very brief checklist, and therefore it is expected that you go through it. So how is the appointment? There has to be a formal appointment for you as a club coach, for which there is a club coach agreement form, which the CGD office has to send to TI, without which your appointment will not happen. Okay, so the link is also there. Similarly, what are the mandatory requirements for you to become a club coach? There are many requirements. For example, you can't be an existing club coach. You can't be a member of the club which you want to coach. Like this, many requirements are there, which you can follow if you go through this link. Up to 2 club coaches can be appointed, and maximum for 2 years in one go, and then it can also be for 2 more years. And these are the Toastmaster years we are talking about, and not calendar years. Similarly, that there are mandatory training requirements. So if you follow the document, you will understand that you have to go through a club coach program module on Basecamp. Plus, district has recommended that you also go through the district organized club coach training, which was live and which has also been recorded. And there's an assessment quiz, so that as a district we are able to follow, you are also progressing. The reporting requirements are also highlighted here. As a club coach, you have to submit a preliminary report within 30 days of appointment as a club coach. Then every 60 days, you have to submit a club coach progress report. Then at the end of your tenure, you have to submit a club coach final report. Now, apart from this, what district recommends is that, because ultimately it's a very challenging role being a club coach, you all must be agreeing that it's a challenging role. And for a while, because the time is less, I am just going to keep it one way. We will take your questions, answers in the Q&A round. So I'm not going to keep it much interactive, but quickly run through this. So as a club coach, because it's a very challenging role, it is recommended that you are attending most of the meetings, or at least 50% of the meetings every month, because then only you will be able to help a club which has fewer members. Okay. And what probably you are required to do is you have to prepare a strategy with the existing club members and club executive committee. But on top of that, some good recommendations are conducting these educational sessions. These sessions may be from various educational series. And if I have to show you, these are ready-made stuff and very easy for you to follow, which means that if you want to conduct these educational sessions, the material is there. All you need to do is maybe half an hour or 1 hour of preparation, because you are already experienced. That's why you have been appointed a club coach. So if I have to show you quickly what kind of series are there, I'm going to stop sharing this screen and take you to another one. So for example, we are talking about these 3 series are there. One is a better speaker series, and you can see there's a PPT which is already prepared, as well as a PDF which will give you instructions on how to prepare. So let me first quickly show you the presentation. So if you want to tell the members of your club which you are coaching how to begin their speech, how they should draft your speech, and especially the beginning, there's a presentation which is already curated by Toastmasters and very much provided. So how you should open your speech, probably you should get your opening should be something which should get audience attention. You have to introduce the topic. You have to establish a basic rapport with the members or with the audience. And like this, if you follow, this entire presentation is there. And if you're not sure how to approach this presentation, you can see there is a PDF also, which on the same topic. It's a 14-page PDF, which prepares you how to train or how to conduct this educational session on beginning your speech. And like this, you will find there are many such educational sessions. The material is very much there. Similarly, in the successful club series, which means how to make a club successful, this is equally important for mentors as well as coaches. You can find, if you want to how to do evaluation, how you should do evaluation to motivate the speaker. There's a presentation which is all very much there. What is your role as an evaluator? You have to provide feedback, and you also have to provide methods so that the speaker can improve. So I'm quickly running you through these presentations so that at least you're aware that so much of stuff is readily available for you. And exactly same thing is there. There's a 10-page PDF which tells you how to prepare yourself to conduct this education session. And this is what these links are very much part of the club coach checklist, as well as these are in the mentors and sponsors checklist as well. So this is a very important resource which many of the Toastmasters who have not been there in the traditional program have not been much aware of. So in the current pathways, it is not well integrated. So that's why many of us are not aware. So the links are very much provided. Then how can you get the credit for your role? This is also captured here, and various educational sessions, links, and resources are provided. If I have to take you to a club mentors checklist quickly, just highlighting the important steps. So here it mentions that your appointment is mandatory within 60 days of club charter. This is what you have to ensure. Then you have to go through the 2 trainings, and you have to serve for 6 months in the role. It is recommended that you attend 50% of the club meetings, and you conduct 8 educational sessions, which is recommended by the district, so that you are serving in your role well. How do you get the credit? One of the club officer, charter club officer, has to write to TI that your role is complete, and then you can be awarded the credit. And this has to happen after 6 months. And all the resources, educational resources, as well as web links are there. Similarly, if I have to take you to the last checklist, which is club sponsor checklist. As a club sponsor, you are well aware that your role is to charter a new club. So primary responsibilities are captured here, that ideally you should be involved in most of these steps. For example, you're sourcing the lead, you're arranging initial meetings with the corporate or with the community members. You're identifying the 20 charter members for the new club. You're playing a lead role in organizing most of the demo meetings. You are also able to collect the dues and filling the charter form. So these are the primary steps which ideally you should be doing as a club sponsor. And then other things are very similar to other roles, means appointment and training. The tenure here is from the date of appointment till club charter. However, we are recommending that you stay with the club for a month or 2 more, so that you leave the club in a healthy state as a club sponsor. So by that time, mentors will also be active. So this will ensure that the club is getting the best out of the district support team. So I'll stop sharing this. The club charter forms are also, the links are very much there. You can go through them just to get an idea of what is there in the forms if you are not aware. So these are the checklist. Now, if you have a question, maybe we can quickly have them on the chat lined up. How much time I have, I'm not sure how much time is remaining. Okay, so it's already done. Okay.
So Sandesh, what I would suggest is, like we said, we have got 4 mentors and coaches who are going to share their experiences. So maybe some of those doubts may get cleared during when they are talking. But still, after that, if there are any questions, we have a separate slot. Okay. And again, don't use the chat, because chat disturbs everybody. Raise your hands during the question and answers, and we'll take the questions one after the other.
Yes, sure. So since my time was less and it's already over, maybe we'll proceed to the next segment, but we will definitely have your questions answered if there are some.
Thank you.
Okay, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandesh. And this is a very rich resource that is available, and that too, it's available on our District 125 website. Today, we have also put it into the WhatsApp group. So it is, it's very easily accessible to all of you, because, as I said in the initial talk, I mentioned about where we are heading and what you want us to do. But this checklist tells us how you do it. If you just follow this and pick up those 5, 6, 7 sessions and do it once in 15 days or once in 3 weeks in the club where you're a mentor or a coach, I think, you would have done a good part of your duty. And then because a new club is formed because the members have a lot of aspirations, they have a lot of needs, they have a lot of ambitions. We need to be cognizant of that. We need to feed them about it. Now we have got 4 people here who have volunteered to share their experiences. So let me first call on stage our Jyoti. Jyoti is a mentor of EPAM Toastmasters Club. So Jyoti, can you put on your camera? I can't see you. Or
I'm
Jyoti?
right here.
Okay, yeah, fine. Jyoti, so stage is yours. You got 5 to 7 minutes. We have a timer who will show you as usual. We are all used to it. 5 to 7 minutes is there in our DNA now. So over to you, Jyoti. Your time starts.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Milind. Hello, everyone. I was appointed to EPAM India last year. The club got chartered around August last year. And I'll go like this. I'll talk about the highlights, what I did at the club. Then what are the training sessions that I conducted? What are the challenges that I faced? And what did I learn? I'll go generally as per this checklist that I have prepared. So I would say the highlights is that first I was skeptical about how would I do it online. But club itself was online, and I saw that all the members were scattered across India. So that didn't take any time for me to gel into the club. Gradually, they consider me to be part of the club, and they aram se ask me anytime, can you take up this role or that role also. First thing I did with the club was I tried to talk to them about various roles and how to conduct the roles. Because after attending 2-3 meetings, I realized that there are certain things that they were following a very standard pattern, like the introductions. So introductions were very, very pretty normal. They had formed a Google form, and they used to take out those forms, and if they wanted to introduce the next role player, they used to just read out that introduction of his or her part, and that was very common, every time same introduction, so there was no fun in it. So first thing I told them, like, you go as per the theme. So like suppose the theme is say monsoon, so describe them as per monsoon. Like, how do you, now you know each other very well, so try to describe them, so it will bring in some variety in the meeting, and then people won't get bored after a while. That was first thing I think I tried to inculcate in that club. Second thing is I realized that not all the excom members were part of various groups that were formed by the district. So we took care that through the division director and area director, we introduced them to various groups. I told them to go out and experience various meetings, because that's necessary for their overall development. I can't teach them each and everything, right? Like, they can enjoy others' meetings, they can learn from them. So they started going out, 2-3 members who were very enthusiastic. They started going out and enjoy others' meetings also. And they also used to bring accolades back home. Third thing, I realized that they were giving speeches, but after 2-3 months, I realized that TCP goal was absolutely then and there only. That time I realized that they were not enrolled in the pathways. So we did conduct a session. Many of them, there were a lot of them, and many of them were not interested, right? From the beginning, they were not coming. I tried to call a few of them, but then I realized that there were around 12 to 13 people who were really interested. So we enrolled all of them into pathways, and then we brought their level up of DCP also. Currently, I think they are at 4, and very soon they will go next also. We conducted a lot of training sessions as per the need in the beginning, like HSC and ESC was around the corner when I joined. So we conducted the sessions on those things, how to write their speech. They absolutely didn't have any idea about protest that happens, and how are they supposed to write the speech so that there is no protest, like originality and all those things. So those things, I tried to conduct those things. We also conducted a table topic training session later. Then I won't go into many table topic sessions because I have seen that mentor checklist and I try to, adhere to that while conducting a their training sessions. How did the experience help? I had attended a lot of meetings during COVID times all across the world. So I think that helped in suggesting to them which is the meeting that they should attend, like which club is better and how they should go and what they should see at the meeting. That I think it helped. After attending eloquence meeting, I realized that area and division, especially division contest and district contest, are like it's a powerhouse of you know good speeches. So I requested them to attend the area and division contests as well. What are the challenges? I think distinguished Toastmaster Milind would like me to speak about this also. So I wasn't aware about this until February first week when their president resigned. And suddenly my co-mentor and the new AD who sent me the list of members, and we realized that many of the members were enrolled only till 31st of January. So now practically from a role of a club mentor, I have come down to role of a club coach. And we are trying to get in the members, enroll all those members who were there till 31st January. And yeah, it's my goal to bring them back by say March 31st. And of course, enroll them for the next 6 months as well. We did try to do certain things like when the president resigned, I tried to contact one senior management fellow who was also a Toastmaster member. He conducted a meeting. He compulsorily called all the Toastmasters to the meeting. And then we tried to tell them what are they going to miss or what are the things that they have not done yet. And those things they can do and they can personally as well as professionally, they can gain out of those things. So they have promised that, yes, they will do it. Now I have to find out the other ExCom members who will take on the responsibilities and yeah, slowly we'll gather all the members back to the original number, maybe, or at least till 20 we'll try to do it. So that's about it, I think, from my side. What are my learnings? I think two learnings mainly. When you see somebody following an ideal path, like you tend to follow them. And there are two people in District 125 whom I have seen and I adore their style. One is DTM Mukta, and second one whom I found was DTM Shakil Sheikh. And I luckily he comes to our meetings. We have a tie up with them. So these two people I try to follow. In case of any advice, I go to them. And that's all. And second thing is, of course, sometimes you also learn by somebody's behavior, which is not really benefiting anybody and it is demotivating. Try not to follow those people. That's also one of my learnings. And with this, back to you, DTM Milind.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti. And Jyoti, by the way, is talking all the way from Jamnagar. Yeah. So thank you, Jyoti, very much for all that you're doing for this club. Yeah, there have been some ups and downs in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so, but with a person like you and of course our area director Karan also, who is a mentor, I'm sure you will take us out of the woods and get the club. So let's move on to the next person who has agreed to share his experiences. Tall and handsome Toastmaster Bhaskar Jha. Can you please come up? And Bhaskar is a mentor he's an area director, of course, and also a mentor for XPLO, one of the XPLO clubs. Bhaskar, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Milind, for providing me opportunity to speak about my experience as a mentor on XPLO Toastmasters Club. So when I got this challenge that take up the role of mentor for a new club, which we have got for XPLO, I was thinking how, I take up this role. So I went through a step-by-step approach. First thing which I took was to jot down all the pain area which the club was having. So for that, to know the pain area, I should present in their meeting. So I ensured whatever will be my schedule, I will take out time and I will join the meeting for XPO. And I would like to provide you the data that more than 90% of their meeting I was present. And that helped me a lot. I came to know all the pain area which the club was having. The very first pain area, usually which every new club is having, is they do not understand the Toastmasters jargon. Now we all are aware about this. And to resolve that thing, the best part is training. We need to train them. We need to ensure that they all understand the Toastmasters jargon. They understand what is pathway project and what is in it for me. The best part is everyone should understand what value they will get out of the program. And that's what I focused from the beginning towards the end. So I conducted the session for them, and that helped them a lot, understanding the basic of Toastmasters. Induction, Toastmaster induction is a beautiful, I will say, training session, which as a mentor, we can conduct the very first thing whenever we join as a club mentor, and that helped me there. The second thing was that the timing, because XPO is a corporate club and everyone may not be present at a certain time. Then what is the best approach? How can we get a best time which is suitable for majority of members? So for that, I approached the club executive committee members, requested them that can we get a vote? And then we had the voting done by all the members. With majority, we came to know that Friday is suitable for all. Then we started continuing the meeting on Friday. The third thing is the most challenging. That is how to ensure that the meeting is happening every week. So there, we need to include variety in meeting. We need to include theme which they find interesting. We need to also ensure that theme matches with the corporate culture. So that actually we have practiced, we have tried, and gradually it started working. Then another point was taking different roles in the meeting. That was a big challenge because the members were new. They do not understand what Toastmaster of the day, what all things I need to do in the meeting. Initially in the demo meetings, we tried to explain most of the thing, but they were not confident. Then as a mentor, what I took that whatever is the pending roles, I should also take those roles. So in majority of their meeting, I also participated, took the role, and slowly now they are confident. And from last few meetings, I'm not taking any role. All the roles are getting taken by members itself. So that should be, I ensured, and now I'm finding that result as well. We also have got a good support from Distinguished Toastmaster Kanchan. She has put a lot of effort in ensuring that we connect with members one-to-one. We also ensure that we are sending the detailed message in the group so that every members are aware. Next challenge for us was ensuring the members are on the pathway project. So we have started training them for pathway project. We ensured that members understand pathway and how to enroll for that. Again, we conducted a training session for that. And along with that, the District 125 training materials, which we have as a YouTube channel, that helped us a lot because it's a recorded session and members find it quite useful. They went through that training and now majority of people are on pathway project. They have started their journey on it. So with this, actually, the challenges are new, I will say day by day, but what we try to do is we try to overcome the challenges with suggestions and from the district officer also, and we have got a lot of support from our club growth director, CGD Million, and Sanjukta ma'am as a PQD. And best practices which I included in this club was putting the innovative theme, ensuring that we have innovative table topic, because the club members like speaking impromptu. And whenever they get that opportunity and they deliver that project, the feedback which they are receiving, that is helping them a lot. Then the Toastmaster leadership training program has helped them a lot. They have understood most of the best practices from the peers in the learning. And last term, they missed the contest. So contest is also very important. This time, I'm ensuring that they will participate in both ISC. ISC, I think it will be challenging because that requires level 2 completion. But this table topic, I am ensuring that they will participate. So that's what I have I have taken the training session, what all things are required for table topic contest, and I am helping them to take that as a challenge and participate in contest. So that was my experience as a mentor. And believe me, if they get support from the mentor, they feel a lot of inspiration, and that inspiration keeps them motivated to go ahead in their on their path. So I will request all the members, all the mentors and club coach to be present in their meeting and ensure them that we provide the support to the club. Thank you very much. Back to Distinguished Toastmaster.
Thank you, Bhaskar, for a wonderful rendition of what you did. And you not only inspired your members of Explio, you also inspired all of us with the intensity with which you spoke about what you've been doing and what were the takeaways and what were the challenges. Hats off to you. Thank you. And not just to Bhaskar, I think we should all applaud Explio. We have got 3 Explio clubs, and Kanchan is, I think, already over here. She was the one who started these clubs. And let me also mention the club went through problems. And she was the one who has again got these 3 clubs back in track. And I'm very happy to see various mentors of these 3 Explio. I can see Archana here. I can see Heshma here, I think Heshma is an area director. I can see Venkatesh here, who is an area director looking after one of the Explio clubs. All these 3 area directors and this bunch of mentors and coaches, sponsors, if you come together, believe you me, these 3 clubs will really go places. We have now got access even to the senior management. One of the persons came to our corporate conclave. We have to really prove ourselves as mentors, as area directors, as district officers, to see that these clubs really flourish and it becomes a case study. So thank you, Bhaskar, thank you, Kanchan, and thank you all the mentors, area directors who are looking after Explio. We've gone through challenges. We are now past that. We now have got the next 4 months to make sure that the club renews and moves further. Thank you, Bhaskar. I now have the next person coming on stage is Kamaljit. Kamaljit is also part of my extension team, and a very vibrant lady, I must say, and a very senior lady in the education field. And she's contributing a lot to the growth of our district through her suggestions, through her contributions. She's the coach for Cadence, along with distinguished Toastmaster Shirish Nadkar, who is also over here. So Kamaljit, please tell us your experiences. And I must also salute Kamaljit for another thing. She's the one who is brought up WOW, Wonders of Women Club, which was at 4. Today, I think, if I'm not wrong, Bhaskar, it is 11, correct? And I'm sure at the rate at which you are growing, you will hit 15 and 20 by the time. So thank you very much, Kamaljit. And stage is yours. Please share your experiences with Cadence, with WOW. It doesn't matter.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank the entire District 125 and especially DTM Milind for giving me the opportunity where I actually am able to use a lot of skills which I wouldn't have otherwise acquired. The most challenging part was Cadence, that Cadence being a corporate club, and somewhere as rightly highlighted by our Toastmaster Sandesh, that chartering club, and then once the club is chartered, after that maintaining the momentum is the most challenging thing. So what went wrong with Cadence is something which we must definitely analyze as a case study for all other corporate clubs which are getting chartered. And the most important thing is, like one of our mentors mentioned, that if you keep the momentum and the entire education session and other things uh, in the club, you have to do it repeatedly, because some of the members may not have attended the education session or may not know the role. Because when I am trying to contact the old members of Cadence, somewhere they have a bad feeling about Toastmasters. They didn't find it value for money. The funny part is that it is the company paying, still they don't find it value for money. Whereas people like me, we are paying double the cost and being part of two club and all that. So somewhere I feel that because it was not conducted in the right manner, the meetings not been conducted in the right manner, somewhere must have left those members with a feeling that Toastmasters is not the right forum for them. So what we are doing differently this time is, whatever new members we are getting, the club members were super busy and had the tendency of postponing the meeting at the last moment. Means like one day before they would say that we are just two, so we are not having the meeting. So that tendency we have done away with. Means I would thank DTM Shirish for that, because he being a senior member, he is able to have that feeling that, look, I am coming here all the way out of my busy schedule, so please don't postpone. And then now they have a tendency of at least having the meetings, and instead of bi-weekly, we have made it weekly meetings we are having these days. And of course, one more thing is that they are working from home. Because of that, they are not in contact with the other colleagues. Means except for their own project or project leader, they are working in silos. And I think that is the challenging part. And if they start working from the office, we will have better guest turnout. So we are working on that. What jackpot we had is that we could add the HR executive as a member, and there is the sign of hope, because she would be able to help us with the communication inside the company. The positive things are that it's a company paid club, so it's more about just convincing a guest to convert into a member. So there is no money part in this, that whether it is affordable and all that, because it is the company which is going to pay. And we have convinced them to conduct meetings on weekly basis. And me and DTM Shirish, and I would also appreciate that Toastmaster Lokesh, who is the area director, and recently even DTM Sushil and DTM uh, Sheikh Shakil sir are the active role players in this particular club. Because of that, our meetings are happening on time, because I think having meetings on a weekly basis is the key. That worked in Wonders of Women. So Wonders of Women had same problem, that they were not having meetings regularly because of role player issue. We actually had to, postpone it a number of times. But now, uh, thanks to you only, that you gave me role players and all that, and we started having weekly meetings. And once you have weekly meetings, we are in a position to convince others, because I think consistency is the key, and automatically quality, role players, everything will come. So it's more about putting the train back on track, which we could do it in Wonders of Women Club. When people see meetings happening, and of course quality of meeting and all that, definitely we can achieve, because senior Toastmasters, like in Wonders of Women Club, we have DTM Kanchan. So if we can convince anybody with her, like you can become like her. So it becomes a motivating factor for anybody to join a club like that. So similarly in Cadence also, we will be also getting shining stars. Like already we have DTM Shirish, who is also a club coach. So we are now having even DTM Sushil attending the meeting, DTM Sheikh Shakil attending the meeting. So I think the turnaround is just around the corner. And for the HR, Pradnya, she has promised me that on Women's Day, she is bringing many women members to women employees for the meeting, where I will be in a position to convince them and convert them into members. I would say that it's a yes, corporate club turnaround is a challenge, but yes, it's definitely possible if we take care of certain things like consistency in meetings and providing role players from outside if there is a deficit. And third thing is education sessions are definitely something which will make the meetings attractive, because per se the meetings don't become attractive because the members are also new who we have added. But cadence, I would say, have good members. Whoever are there are very sincere. The president himself is right from day one, and he has been there. So I think somewhere that ray of hope is definitely there. Today only I messaged him that, look, your club number starts with 786. He been means though religion is not allowed, but I told him that this means that there is something very, very powerful about this particular club. So you just work on it. So thank you for the opportunity. I think cadence turnaround will be also a lesson for me, learning for me, and I'm positive that the turnaround is just around the corner. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamaljit. And no, definitely there is a cadence around the club, cadence around you, and thank you very much for all that you're doing. And like Kamaljit said, we are one district, okay, and we have no barriers. There is no division. There is no area. Whenever you need help, ask for help. One of the important things which we don't do is we are shy of asking help. Look at it. Sheikh Shakil, Kanchan. I mean, all these people, or Sushil, for example, all of them are busy. But if you ask them for the help at the right time, definitely people will come forward and people will help you. See what happened in WOW, Kamalji. So please ask for help. We are not expecting you to do all these things alone. When how many times I have bothered this lady Meenal over here, or Archana over here? How many times, whenever there is a need, there is some demo meeting, this, that, and the other, I kind of go to these ladies or whoever are the members over here. So don't shy away. You are not alone, is what Kamaljit was trying to say. We all are there. We all are there. Just ask for help. We will make help available to you. But you have to drive that. You have to ask for it, and you have to help us, taking us to that stage that, look, this is where it is. I want to do this meeting. I need this help. So on and so forth. We will be there. Yeah. So thank you very much, Kamaljit. And I think we will now ask distinguished Toastmaster Mukta Nadkar to sum up. And Mukta, I would also, we had a lot of discussion on coaches and mentors, but I would also like to have to know more about your experiences on sponsors as to how they can, add value to themselves and to the club for which they are a sponsor. Over to you, Mukta.
Thank you so much, Club Growth Director, distinguished Toastmaster Milind, and thank you so much to the other three who have just spoken before me, Jyoti, Bhaskar, and Kamaljit. You all had wonderful points about your roles as mentors and as coach. And just to highlight what they said is there are some very essential things that one has to do. People have to enroll into pathways, like Jyoti said. There was nobody enrolled. They were doing projects, but there was no enrollment in pathways. And therefore, they could not get those credits and finally grow their TCP points. So that is an absolute essential that a mentor might have to look into. She also mentioned about conducting sessions, challenges of presidents resigning. Bhaskar spoke about the regularity, which Kamaljit also said. There has to be consistency. We have to tell the clubs that doesn't matter if there are 2 or 3, just let's have a table topic session, let's do something. But canceling meetings sets a precedent for the clubs not meeting in future. So well done, and thank you so much, Jyoti, Bhaskar, and Kamaljit. So now let me just tell you very briefly about my experience as coach of STL, which is a corporate club. I was made a coach in September last year. So it's close to 5 months. And I think in early March, I will complete my 6-month tenure, although I will stay with them till the end of the year. There were 6 members when they started, and now we are 13 members, and probably 2 more will be added this month. It's been a slow growth, but the essence or the trick in growing the club is to have those regular meetings, to be involved in their meetings. Do not take up their roles and take away from them, because then they are not learning when you take their roles. Just sit back and be the guide. So what I have done, I will just give you a brief on what are some of the techniques, if you can call it, that I have employed as a coach. First of all, I met with the ExCom and I asked them, where do they want to go? How do they want to grow? Do they really have personal goals? So let's meet those personal goals. So that was the first thing. They were very enthusiastic. And also somebody said, Bhaskar said he's attended almost 90% of the meeting. Well done, Bhaskar, because I too have attended 16 out of the 17 meetings they have done since I have been a coach. So attendance is key. The moment they see you there in a meeting, they are comforted and they feel that, yes, we need to go on. Mukta is there to support us. So you sit and observe the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, you just pick on 2 or 3 tips. I won't say advice or evaluation, none of those words. You just tell them a few tips. Because what happens is that many of the things that they are doing, they need to unlearn and relearn. Please remember that. If you want a good quality meeting, there are things which are not being done right. So they need to unlearn those things and relearn so that the meeting is as smooth as is prescribed by Toastmasters International. One of the things which there was going wrong, the mission statement was not being read correctly. They were reading the old mission statement from years ago. So that is the first thing that they were doing. General evaluators were talking about speakers, and that is not their role. They've already been evaluated by evaluators. That is not part of the general evaluation. The language evaluators were not giving credit to those who had used good language. Time management was poor. So these are the little observations that one needs to make, whether it's a mentor or a coach. And then in a feedback session at the end, you can just mention 2 points for the day. Don't give out a whole lot of things because it will not be accepted well and it will not motivate or inspire them. So sit back, take notes and help them grow so that they become better speakers. Now, I know that the coach and the mentor thing is to do a lot of workshops. And I have done several workshops for ISC or table topics or something. But my recommendation, again, from experience, is that at every meeting, have a 5-minute knowledge session. Just give them knowledge about how to do one particular role. What is there in a contest? What is a protest? Give them little snippets of information and knowledge which doesn't last for more than 5 minutes. It can be in the form of knowledge sharing. It can be in the form of a quiz. But I am happy to tell you that from 6, STL has grown to 13. They are already, I think, at 5 DCP points, and they're so gung-ho. People are taking up speech slots and they hope to go to 7, maybe by the end of April. I don't know if they will reach 9, but certainly they will become a select distinguished club for the very first time. And that itself is a motivating thing. So that is my role as has been as a coach. The mentor's role is there is an advantage over the coach because when you become a mentor, you are generally becoming a mentor of a new club. So you already have 20 members in place, whereas as a coach, you might have 4 or 6 or just 8 members. So you have to grow those. In a mentor, you've got those 20 members. Also, they are fresh. They don't know anything about Toastmasters. So you can actually mold them and groom them the way that it should be done. Whereas as a coach, they've already learned many basic things. So you need to do that unlearning and relearning as a coach. So there are advantages and disadvantages of both mentor and coaches, but the final aim is to get the members to enjoy Toastmasters, be there, have that creativity that both Bhaskar and Kamaljeet spoke about. Make it interesting so that they feel like coming to these meetings. So that's enough said about mentors and coaches. And I really wish that all those who have been appointed as mentors of new clubs really know they themselves have enough knowledge to mentor. Please, I implore you not to put people down as mentors just for the sake of being mentors if they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience. One cannot be learning on the job. You are the coach for or the mentor for the club. So you should be absolutely solid in your base and knowledge when you take on the role of mentor or coach. Milind said just to speak a minute on being a sponsor. Yes, a sponsor is indeed where it all begins, where you identify a club or a prospective club that will be solid. You have good numbers. And the first thing you have to pay heed to is, will I get the support of the management if it's a corporate club? Will the community support this club, whether it's in a society, whether it's in a college, etc.? You have to find the strength behind who is going to support that club. Only then will a club actually grow. If you as a sponsor bring transfer members from other clubs, and I'll tell you from my own experience, when we started Deccan Toastmasters many years ago, many people jumped on board and said, okay, we are going to go with Mukta and Shirish and form Deccan Toastmasters. We had 20 people, and within a month, 8 people left, and we were left with 12. Let not that greed or that situation arise where you move members from one club to another. You're just doing disservice not only to that club, but also to our district. So be cognizant, be wary of how you start and how you grow a club. Let it begin on a strong footing so that the club sustains, like how Milind said. Sustainability is extremely important for the growth, for the well-being of the club, for their joy, improvement, enjoyment, and for the growth of the district. With that, I'll hand back to you, Milind.
Thank you. Thank you, Mukta. Thank you very much for the enlightening talk of not just a coach, of course, mentor, sponsor. And let me, say over here that sponsors, that's the reason why, if you see Toastmasters themselves have now started, they started putting some kind of regulations for a coach. And I'm sure, and that's what we in the district have done. In the district, we have gone even beyond what Toastmasters has done. And we have spelled out the duties, expectations from the mentors, from the sponsors also. And we want the sponsors, whoever they're not just to stop at being a sponsor if the club is chartered, and be with the club for at least 2-3 months till the time, the club starts moving. Because, as a sponsor, you also have a certain role to play. You also have to make sure that the club remains healthy, sustenance. My colleague, I don't know, Sushil is not here. He gave a very nice word called infant mortality. A new club has this tendency of, dying, and we all know that babies, require continuously to be fed, right? So same way, like Mukta said, every meeting, 5 minutes, if as a sponsor also you come, share your knowledge, share your experience, share your expertise, and contribute. Would you not feel it nice that the club which you sponsored, which you helped build, really is going places? So don't just stop it after the chartering is over. Take a few sessions like what Sandesh has written in that, and help the mentors, help the management, and help the members to really become good and solid. So with this, I think, thank you very much, all the 4 of you. We will now take question answers. So as I said, I think the chat is enabled and I don't know how to enable it, but that's good because rather than having questions in the chat, raise hands and we will take. So as I said, I can see already Archana has raised hand. So whoever has a question, please raise hand we'll follow that sequence and we will try and answer your questions. Sandesh is here, I am here, Mukta is here, So yeah, Archana, let's start with you, and whoever else in the meantime has a question in their mind, please raise your hand. Archana?
Yes, good evening, DTM Milan, distinguished Toastmasters, coaches, mentors, and sponsors. Good evening to you all. Well, I speak from my experience with District 20, although I'm very new to District 125. And honestly, I haven't been a great mentor with Explio that I totally own up. But from my experience as a mentor in District 20, there are a few things that I could share with you. That one of the things is that especially when it comes to corporate clubs, the members are not very regular, and many a times they have a habit of skipping meetings. The reason being, from my experience, is that it's free of charge. They don't take it seriously because it's free. The company is paying for it. So we should ask the company that at least some part of the payment is done by the members, so that they become more serious when it comes to attending the meetings. Anything that is free is not considered valuable. That is something that we all understand. It has to be in form of some monetary payment. Only then it is valued. These things are valued. The other thing is that I have attended some of the Explio Toastmasters meeting, and I'm a member of Waka Toastmasters Club too. And I find that the club meetings are very, very monotonous, and people do get bored because there's no variation in the meetings. So we should in the agenda include sometimes a debate session, a short quiz session, or maybe a joke session. And having a joke session enhances our humorous speeches. It can be a great way of expressing, and humorous speeches are, as we all know, are extremely difficult to both write down as well as present. The other thing that, and I could see that Toastmaster DTM Jyoti, she also gave a very good example of having them introduce according to the theme of the meeting. That is a very good suggestion that DTM Jyoti has suggested, and it is a very good way. Otherwise, usually we see that they would be introducing their colleagues, especially in the corporates, about what they are working. So it becomes almost like they are being looked upon. So we should try and avoid as much as possible that they are not introduced according to what their designation is at the company or what they are doing. It's more with the theme of the meeting, that their views on the theme that has been decided, so that there is one unity over there, and they are not judged according to what status or designation they are working at the corporate. With this, I will try as far as possible. As I owned up, I haven't been very regular with the Explio Toastmasters. I will try and join back again. And DTM Heshma has already reached out to me, and she has suggested that I come back to Explio Toastmasters, and I'll connect with her again, and then we'll see how I could help her. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you, Archana. And yes, definitely we value your experience, and I understand what happens typically in a corporate club, but to a certain extent, I don't agree with certain things also what you said, Archana. It is not only the money, I think it is the time. In a corporate club, if we are able to show with that quality of meeting, those knowledge sessions, those education sessions, that the members are getting the value, not for the money, but for the time that they are spending in the meeting. I am sure they are professionals. If we are able to show them that how what they are doing here is going to help them in their professional life, if we are able to show them that route, I'm sure people will come. So I think let's have that as a focus when, for not just, everywhere, that, we need to show people that the kind of, what are they getting for the time that they're spending. So in all these sessions which we do as sponsors, as mentors, as coaches, let's focus on that. And thank you, Archana, for your thoughts. Anybody else has any question or any suggestion? Yeah, Hemant is a new mentor, Hadapsar Toastmasters Club. So Hemant, I hope you have got a lot of ideas and inputs. Thank you, first of all, for coming, and please ask your question.
Okay, thanks making me part of this community. Thanks, Heshma. Thanks, Milling. And I don't have a question, but I'm hearing some challenges from my fellow Toastmasters regarding the corporate club. I have been part of Expedition Toastmaster Club, which is corporate club, and we went through all the challenges. Right now, we have a club of 60 members, and there are almost more than 50 members want to be a part of. But this is a crux. I can have a success from last 2 years. What we done in our corporate, and these challenges are still there. People are having attrition rate. They are not attending meeting. They are losing the importance because of sponsorships. They are part and parcel, but these numbers are helping us to stand with success. First of all, we don't enroll members for the sake of enrolling and having enthusiasm. We have a drive, awareness drive. What is Toastmaster across our corporate? There are almost 2,000 members here. And then we will ask a expression of interest, making it very just like a immigration type of thing. And then they express interest, and then we will conduct a briefing for them. What is Toastmaster? What we are expecting from them? And there are 3 parameters: attendance, role plays in a meeting, and the pathway selection, and at least 3 to 4 speeches, at least level 1 completion in next 6 months. And we tell them this is not the end. After 6 months, there will be open position, provided they will be less, not at this space, because more and more people will continue. And this awareness made us people get a seriousness about what we are expecting, and they can plan. Suppose we are opening enrollment this year. We almost have almost 55 nominations for the next year, and we cannot accommodate in one club. So that is giving us power to now dictate our terms. But before we were having only 20-25 members, still we have these terms, and we are happy.
Understood.
This is my experience I want to share.
Thank you, Hemant. And yeah, I mean, it is tough to do all this, when you are wearing the VP membership hat, and when you have got members wanting to join, to say no sometimes becomes tough. But I appreciate, and I really hope all that experience at Expedition, you will bring it to the table and help Hishma, make Hadapsar a strong club. And also Undri is in the next door coming. We have our friend Girish over here. I've been, try and share your expertise even with these new people, so that, we should form a community. The idea of this meeting also was to form a community of mentors, sponsors, and stuff like that, where we share practices, share experiences. This WhatsApp group is there. I plan to keep it open for a while. Please put down whatever new thoughts you have. Maybe some things from here also. I am also going to put it down over there for everybody's benefit. This recording also, I will share it with on the group over there. Okay. So is there any other question or any other suggestion or anything from anybody? I can see a lot of people here, and yeah, I think Hishma has raised her hand. Yeah, Hishma.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. It was an amazing session, lots of things to learn. Actually, I had a doubt on the awards shared by you, Milind sir. Like example, like Hadapsar is chartered from 1st of Feb. So it is within 1 month we have to conduct those 5 sessions, right? So will it be from 14th Feb or 1st of Feb to 1st of March? So I had a doubt to be eligible for those awards.
Don't worry so much, Hishma, about the awards. Okay, awards will anyway come your way. As you're talking, I have started sharing the awards also. So yeah, we right at the beginning of this term, the trio, the district officers, all of us realized the importance of sponsors, mentors, and coaches. And therefore, we have constituted some very specific awards for mentor, sponsor. And I'll just take you through it. And Rishma, I'll also in the process answer your question. One is the Growth Leader Award. This is for the person who, the sponsor who gets the lead and then who becomes the sponsor. And then that's why you see we have written that he has to conduct a minimum 5 education sessions. We want the sponsors to stay in the game, with the mentors, and that is why. And if you do all this, then you get this growth leader award. And then I think if you add another 5, then I think you get something called as a super growth leader award. So Hishma, your question is regarding this or regarding which one? So
It is growth leader award.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
growth leader award
yes.
within 1 month of club charter. So is it 14th to 14th or 1st of
No, what
Feb to 1st of March?
where is there 1 month of charter? We don't want you to rush it like that. Attend, sponsor, and conduct minimum from the Better Club series. So where is 1 month in this? Hishma?
From the club of date of charter,
Where?
month of charter, within the month of charter. Second point under process.
Yeah, the
member-
member details should be coming. Club president to confirm that a member has conducted the 5 through the concerned division director. Within a month of charter, member details should be communicated by the division director to CJD. So basically, whoever is I mean, if you are the sponsor or whoever it is, your division director has to communicate that this, this is the person who is the sponsor and who brought this lead and so on and so forth. And so that's all. It's not nothing to do that within 1 month that has to done. For you to conduct these 5 sessions, you have got the next 2, 3, 4 months to do it. Don't worry about it.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Since we talked of award, let me also take you quickly through which I showed you the award for sponsors. This is the awards for the mentors. And if you notice, we have kept this award not just for mentors of this year. We also kept it for mentors of previous years because we want to respect, we want to reward even those people of the previous year who took up the role. And if they perform these expectations, which we have written over here, even they become eligible for the award. So I want to make this very clear that some of you maybe from the previous term, does not matter. You are all a part of District 125. So if you do this, that if you are able to keep the club 20 strong till June 23 and conduct this many education sessions, you are eligible for the award. And the last is for the coaches who help assign clubs show. See that for a coach, I think that the rule is that you have to make the coach, to get the coach credit, you have to make the club distinguished, right? That means you have to add 3 members and 5 DCP. We know that this is a challenge. We know that some of you have very gallantly taken the role of a coach in January, where you know for sure that you will not get your credit by June because you have to complete 6 months and so on and so forth. But even for you, you have a chance of getting this award, that even if you help the club add 5 members or 5 DCP, any one of them, even if you do, we still will reward your efforts by giving you this award. So these are the awards which we have kept for the coaches, mentors, sponsors, just to motivate all of you to, do a little better. So yeah, who is this? Minal, you have a question? Minal?
So actually, this is on a bit of lighter note. I'm getting jealous of the last year coaches and this year coaches because when I worked as a coach, I didn't get anything of this. So it was in 2020 to 2021. And there I could revive a club within 8 months. From the membership of 4, I had taken it to 21.
I know. So see, that's what I'm saying. We realized from our past, so when we were discussing these awards, we very specifically discussed it. And we said that, look, the coach should get something, the sponsor should get something, the mentor, and not just of this term, even the previous term. Somebody who has started that role, let's say in March of last year, why should he be deprived of it? Okay, so it's something which will keep improving, Minal. So don't get disheartened. I'm sure you will do well and get this mentor award for Assimilate. I know the kind of a work that you are doing. So these were about the awards, and I think we don't seem to having any more questions. So is Seema here already? Can somebody see her? Or because Sanjukta, I know, yes, Rishikesh, I'll come to you. Sanjukta, I think, has left, and Seema is probably not joined. Okay, Ankush and Rishikesh, you have questions, but we are a little running short. So be quick, Ankush. Yeah? Ankush?
Yes.
Vikram,
So
nice to see you, Vikram.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I don't have any question right now. I was just listening to all of you, and we have like lots of suggestions and experience. I just wanted to share my experience on the part of Amonora Toastmaster Club and my learning as a kind of sponsor and mentor. So what is the challenge in community club is like to gather the interest and to bind up the interest, at the particular level. So that is one of the challenge. So what is the thing I did? I conducted few sessions, educational sessions, and then empower people and us elected like some of the people I appointed as a XCOM associated XCOM, so that they can be ready with the future roles as well. And after the meeting, we find something interesting. This meeting we are doing these kind of things, and from this education session we can learn these many skills. So in the last 3 meeting, I have not done any front end work, but I was there at the back end, and they were driving the meeting. So this is kind of my experiment, and the club is growing good.
And mind you, the club is not yet chartered. Okay, this gentleman has been working on this club for the last 7 months, I think since July. When I was in Nashville, I remember I got the first call, and since then he's working, and I think this week he's going to give us the good news. So thank you very much, Ankush, for your tenacity, for your perseverance, for your enthusiasm. I have seen pictures of him standing at a cafe and distributing leaflets. Okay, that's Ankush Rajput for you. Thank you, Ankush, for all that you are doing.
Yeah, so that's why I just made my DTM's speech as impossible, and somebody dedicated a poem on this one. Impossible is a word. Don't let it become a verb. Don't let it become a habit. Don't let it become come in yourself, your journey of life. Impossible also says, I am possible. Thank you, everybody.
Dhanyavad, Ankush. Thank you. And I think we should probably end the session. I don't see any questions as such, but I just wanted to make, since we're talking of awards, these awards I told you, fine. But there are a plethora of awards that we have announced for all kinds of clubs, whether it is a strong club, whether it is a club between 13 to 17 members, whether there is a club between 8 to 12, whether there is a club below 8. For each of this type of clubs, we have awards. Please study those awards on the District 125, and whichever category your club belongs to, wherever you're mentoring, wherever you're coaching, take that award, take it to your club, show them about it, talk to them about it, show them how close they are to get that award. Today only we have launched a weekly Big Dhamak or a Big 5 award. So, all these awards are there basically because we want to motivate, to encourage people. This next 1.5 months are going to be very, very critical. I will tell you one thing. We are on the verge of making history as a district. We are on the verge of making history. Just let's make sure that we add a good number of about 300, 350 members in this next up to March, and then ensure about 75% renewals. We will be smiling very big by the time we reach June. So thank you very much, all of you, mentors, sponsors, coaches, for coming here, listening, sharing your thoughts, motivating each other, giving us that encouragement. And with this, if Sanjukta, are you free, Sanjukta? I know you are taking parallel calls. So are you there, Sanjukta, and ready to say a few words, Sanjukta? No, I think Sanjukta, because she messaged me that she's busy with her calls. So with this, let's close the meeting. I hope all of you got some energy, some thoughts, some ideas. I will share some of the salient points in our WhatsApp group, and feel free to write some more things onto that WhatsApp group, and let's make that a forum where we discuss ideas, we motivate, we encourage each other, and we will reach where we are going to reach. Enjoy the process, focus on the process. Results will come as and when they have to come, they will come. Okay, this is my firm belief. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good night. And the bridge is open for us to chat, fellowship, whatever, as long as your husband or your wife is not pulling you out of the room. I have no problems, because my wife has generally resigned, taken me off her list of, so she doesn't much bother, but please take care of your own